Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much, sir.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay. So we are using the trim command to remove the unwanted spaces, right? So simply put here trim, then start bracket, and the text which we want to trim, select that, bracket close and enter. Now you can see the unwanted spaces. You can see before Sachin there were two spaces, and between Sachin and Tendulkar there were again two spaces, but one space is now removed. It means that this is now in proper format. Okay. And if I want to copy this particular formula for all the data, simply what we can do, we can go to this right bottom corner. So there you can see the doctor sign, and double click on that, or you can drag also directly. So you can see now all the names are properly trimmed, all the unnecessary spaces are now removed. Okay, but even there we can see now some um, characters are in capital, some are not in capital. You can see now in Sachin, S is not capital. Okay, in Ajit Agarkar, A is capital now unnecessarily. Now to make it proper, like I want the first character of every word string should be capital. So for that we use the proper. Okay, so now again it is very simple operation. So equal to, you put here proper, double click on that, and it is asking for text which you want to make it proper. Okay, so bracket complete and enter. You can see now every character of every word string has become capital, and all remaining are now small caps. So you can see now I have double clicked and it is applicable to all. So this in Ajit Agarkar, A was capital, but now here you can see it has become the small. Okay, so this way we can make the data proper. Okay, so sometimes we may need all the characters in the capital. For that we have the upper. So we can go upper, U double PER, double click on that and choose this particular text. Now I am using the previous text only because now I want everything to be very proper trimmed. Okay, so that's why I'm using the previous columns. Now you can see here all the text has become capital. In the same way, there is operation of lower. So equal to lower. When you put lower, double click. Now choose the text and enter. Now you can see all the character has become the small. Okay, so this was very simple operation that we can do in the Excel. But now along with that, we have so many other options available in the Excel which can be very useful when you are handling the data. Okay, sometimes we need to count the number of characters in the string. Okay, so for that we have the len command. Len stands for length. Len stands for length. Okay. Okay, so uh, uh, please give me 1 minute. I will again make all the participants mute.
Yes, sir. Go on the participant's name and in participant list, and just right click. You'll see that mute option will be there. Hello, participant, please mute yourself. Usha Gaikar. Usha
Yeah.
Gaikar.
Okay, done, sir. Mute all. Yes, sir. Done, sir. Okay. Uh, so now, if suppose somebody want to ask anything, so you can raise the hand. Then I can come to know. Okay, if somebody want to say something. Okay. So in when you want to measure the number of characters in the text string, that case we have to, or we can use the len command in the Excel. Okay, so for that simply equal to, for initializing the formula len, you can see over here len, you can double click on that and simply click on the text where you want to count the number of characters in that. Okay, now what is the use of that we will see later on. Okay, why this is very important. Now you can see the 16 number of characters are there, right? 16 number of characters are there in the Sachin Tendulkar. That includes space also. Okay, that include space also. Now let us check out the number of spaces in this particular B column for the same name. Okay, so instead of F3, I will put here, instead of this particular lower column, I will put here this B column. Okay. Now check out how many characters are there. 20, right? It means that 4 spaces were there which were unnecessarily added in the text, right? But we can see over here it was 16. Okay. So in the same way, then we can drag it for all the data entry. Okay. Now, next command is left, L-E-F-T. Sometimes we need to, like copy a certain part of the text, right? From the available text, certain part of the text. Let us say I want to, copy SAC part from the Sachin Tendulkar. Okay, Sachin Tendulkar name. So for that, we have this kind of command, L-E-F-T, left. Left means what? From left, we can copy certain number of characters. We can copy enter also, but it will give us the option to copy a certain number of characters. Okay. So for that, now we have this L-A-F-T, left. So I will go fast because we have so many commands to see. Okay. So text, from which text we want to copy? So from this text, let us say. Okay. Then it is going to start from the first character, right? So it is asking how many characters you want to copy. Let us say 3 and enter. You can see now here SAC, right? And if you double click on that, so three characters have been copied to the left. In the same way, right also works, right? So from the right also, we can copy some characters from the text available, right? So I will choose the text. Then number of characters I want from the right. Let us say I want 4. So I will click on that. You can see the last 4 characters have been copied. So why this is important? Like sometimes sometimes we have to hide some part of the name, entire name. Like Sachin Tendulkar is there, but I want to show only SAC and LKAR. The person who knows the Sachin Tendulkar only can, like recognize the name. So what I will do, I will put this left here, right here. Then I will copy both of them in a single and put some star marks in between them to hide a certain part, right? So for that, this can be used. Okay, next one is the mid. So, like from left, we can copy some, from right, we can copy some. But let us say I want certain characters which are between left and right, some from anywhere. Okay, from any character to any other character. Let us say I want to copy. Then for that, we can make use of mid. Okay, I will demonstrate it so that it will be useful to understand it better. So mid, so it is asking for text. So I will say choose this text. Now starting number, from where you want to copy up to what number? Okay, so I want to copy from 3rd number. And how many characters you want to copy? Number of characters, say next 5. It means that it will copy from 3rd to then 3 plus 5, that is 8th. Okay, you can see C after 3rd, from 3rd it is copied, CHIN and 1 space is there, right? You can see, double click on that, or we can see over here 1 space is also copied because 5th was a space. I can drag it. Now you can check out. Okay, 3rd to 8th. Okay, all these characters are copied. Okay. Now let us say I want to find out a certain character in the character string, certain character. Let us say like H. What is the number of character H in the character string? Okay, like in the Sachin Tendulkar, H is at the 4th position here, and here you can see here in the very first name it is at 6th number. Okay, I want to check out what is the number of this H in the character string. So for that we can use the find command. So we are going to make use of all these commands in the coming commands. Okay, all other commands. So there you are going to understand more benefit of this. Equal to find. Okay, find which text you want to find. So as this is a text, so therefore we have to give in the double inverted comma, right? H double quote. Okay, I want to find out H. If it is a number, no need to give the double quotation. Okay, but as this is a character, then we have to give it, right? Within what text? Say I want to find out within this text, and simply press enter. Like H is now 4th character. Okay, H is now 4th character. Where we can make use of this find command. See, sometimes we have the roll numbers, sometimes we have the exam sheet numbers, where we want to find out exactly from where the number is changing. or where we have this T or S, that kind of. Okay, so that then we can, like differentiate the data, manipulate the data, copy the data that way. So for that, this find is very, very useful. Okay, now we can see here H is now fourth number, but if you see from the first name, we'll check out what is the number of H. You can see now here it is sixth, right? Because here the spaces were also counted. Okay, so these are okay. Now where it doesn't find that character, then it shows some error, that is values. So it is not able to find out that value. Okay, so you can see in Ajit Agarkar H is absent, so that's why it is giving the value, right? Okay, this is just for example. So this is about some, working with the text. This will be very useful for you when you are working with the text, right? Now next very powerful command or process, that is a clipboard. You must have done the copy and paste in the Excel many times, right? Because that is our regular habit to copy and paste some data from one part to the other part. But have you seen something like I want to copy this part, then this part, then this part, this part. Okay, in the pieces, at a time, can you copy all those pieces and paste somewhere? So this is, you must have done that, but I'm sure that you must have not used this clipboard to copy and paste. If you are not used, then please see this. This is very useful for us to manipulate the data. Okay, now how to make use of this clipboard? For that, you must have seen this clipboard over here under this home tab, clipboard. We are seeing this always, but we don't know how to make use of this clipboard, right? Okay, so now you can see the magic. Simply click on this clipboard. Okay, simply click on this clipboard. Another window will be popped up, clipboard. Now I want to copy this part. So what I will do, copy. You can see this particular part has been copied over here in the clipboard. Next, I want to copy this part. Again, I will copy this. Previous selection was gone, but this second part is copied over here. I have not still paste anywhere. Okay, I want these two to be copied. Again, I will go copy. Okay, from another column, I want to copy this part. Again, I will go copy. So as many parts you want to copy, you can do. All these parts will be saved over here. Okay, and I want to paste all these things which I have copied previously here. Okay, simply paste all. You can see the part which we have copied, that is pasted directly. So this is very magical actually. Okay, this is very magical. All the part are copied and pasted. Okay, and suppose if you want to paste only a certain part, then you can go here. Like I will say Control Z. Okay, I want to copy only this part. I will click on this, so that will be only pasted. Okay, after that I want this, then this will be pasted. I hope you are understanding the things. This is very magical actually, right? Okay, and when you paste all and when you do undo, then what happens? It removes one by one, not at all. Okay, not all the copied paste is not gone at a time, but one by one. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Okay, so that part was only gone. I hope you understood and liked the magic of this clipboard. Okay, if you have already seen, then no problem. If you are not seen, then it is very good for you, right? Okay, so that was about the clipboard. Now we'll go to next. So still we are in the basics. Some very important part we are going to see. Okay, in the coming session in the next half an hour. Okay, next one is the demonstration of concatenate and say separate out names, surnames, like that. Okay, we'll see. We'll check out what we have to do here. Let us say I have some data here, so I will copy some data from here. Control C, and I will paste over here. Okay, let us say I have this particular part, okay, or this particular data, and I want to separate out the names and surnames. We can go, like name, middle name, surname, anyway. Okay, but just for the demonstration, I will take out this. The name and surname I want to separate out. So for that, we have a command that is text to column. So we have this text, we can convert this text into columns. How? For that, we have one option available in the data tab. So go to data. Okay, go to data. Now here we have, you can see in the data tools, text to columns, this particular option available. Okay, text to column. First of all, select this particular part, then click on text to columns. Okay, then a new window will be popped up. Now it will show you the different options, delaminated, fixed widths. So meaning is that I want to delaminate the selected, data in a particular fashion. Or fixed widths means what? Like if I say 3 3 3, so it will cut down the text from every row 3 3 3 characters. Okay, but now I want to go for only name and surname. Okay, so I will click on delaminate, then click on next. Okay, now it is asking for with which particular option we have to delaminate, whether to go for tab, maybe semicolon, comma, space, or other. Now we can see between these two words, what is there? There is a space, right? Between Sachin and Tendulkar, there is a space. Between Ajit and Agarkar, there is a space. So what I will do, I will click on the space. Now you can see when I will click on the space, you can see what changes here. You can observe. So when I will click this space, then you can see this would be your data, right? This would be your data. Okay. Then I will click on next, right? And then I will do finish. What happens? Now the names and surnames are separated out. Okay. Names and surnames are separated out. There are so many other ways also to separate out this thing, but this is very simple. Even suppose there are more number of words in a single sentence, we can separate out all. Okay, separate out all. Maybe it may also be there that the data consists of number, name, again number, like that. We can separate out that also. So that becomes very easier to manipulate the data then, right? So this is about the data text to column. Okay, that is separate out the text from a single cell, right? I hope this will be very useful for you also. Now next one is the use of concatenate command. So concatenate is the reverse of this. Okay, reverse of this. Like if you have say different data and you want to merge the data. Okay, merge the data. Then in that case, we can make use of a command that is called as concatenate. That is again very powerful command. Okay. Now what I will do here, now I will take this particular task. Okay, now let us say I have this particular data of some students and they have got some certain percentage and some grade also. Say I will randomly select here, say A, B. Okay, so this is random actually. I'm not putting any conditions over here. Okay, so let us say these are the grades. Now I want to write here some sentence that this seat number student name having got have got this percentage and this is the grade. Okay, I want to write the sentence but using this data. Okay, this data in the different columns. So what I will do here, I will put equal to concatenate because I want to combine, right? Concatenate. Now it will ask for many texts. So the way you want to combine, you can do. Okay, you can do it. For character strings, we have to put double inverted comma, and for numbers, you don't need to do that. Okay. So what I will do here, concatenate. My first text will be like, let us say, okay, seat number. I will write this way. Seat number double inverted comma complete. Okay. So this is my first text, then comma, I want comma, then I want some space. Okay, I will manage here. That space I will manage here only. Okay, now after that, seat number is, I want this as my seat number. I will click on that. Okay, then comma, because as this is the reference number, this is not a text actually. K4 is not the text. This is a reference. This will automatically take. Okay, even though there is text, but whatever the text you are writing, that should be in the double inverted comma. Okay. Name this way, comma. I will click on this. I want this as name. Then I will write here got percentage this, then comma. I will add some as many text as you want to add. You can do, okay. With grade this, and I will enter. You can see seat number ICC 001, name Tendulkar, got percentage 77 with grade A. So this way we can combine n number of texts, okay, with your own text also there. You can see seat number we have put over here, okay. So this way we can do. Let us say double click on that. It is copied. So this is the way we can make use of the concatenate, right? Okay. So here we have seen text to column to separate out the characters, and how to combine the characters, how to make use of the concatenate command, right? Okay. Next one is okay. We have some more here. Okay, some more. Let us say we have this particular data. Now this is really very useful for all of us. We have this particular data, and in this data we can see the people have got some marks. Say these people have got some marks, okay, in different subjects. But some people are absent in some of the subjects, okay. There are some cells which are with no entry, right? I want to put here either absent or nil or NA or whatever, okay. Let us say they don't have that particular subject, so NA. I want to put here NA. So for that, what we have to do, okay, at a time. So if you put here NA, so it takes some time. If so the data is very, very big, then simply we can, do it at once only. So for that, there is a very special command available. For that, we have to use the go to special, okay, go to special, which is there in the find and select. So to do that, let us select all the data from where we have to, replace the your empty spaces, okay. Then in home tab, go in find and search, okay. Here we have go to special command, right? Go to special, we can see over here. Click on that, okay. Now we have number of options available. You can check out all the options, but I will give demonstration of one only. So blanks, I want to find out blanks. So I will find out blanks, okay. So it has now shown all the blanks. It has selected blanks only, okay. Now here if I want to put NA, so I will put here NA, and then when I will put press enter, then it will update only that cell. But when I will put here control and enter, then you can see in all the empty cells this NA is now uh, pasted, okay. So now no cell is empty, right? So this way also you can make use of like go to special. Go to special is there in the home tab and find and special. So this is also one of the commands which is not usually used, but we do it manually, so it takes some time, right? Okay, so this was all about the concatenate, delamination, and go to special. We'll go to next then, sort and custom sort. I think you must have used this sort and custom sort, but simply just as a part of this course, I will demonstrate in few seconds. So we have this big data, right? I want to sort this data, right? With respect to a certain field or two fields or three fields like that, okay. So to do that, to sort the data, what we can do, simply select the data, then go to the sort and filter, right? And generally we do this like sort A to Z, and we choose one of the columns, but we can go to this custom sort also, okay. Custom sort. Now we can see over here what option available, row. So it is going to sort the data by the row, but I want with the column. Then click on the options. We can see over here button is available, options, sort top to bottom. I don't want left to right, but now top to bottom, okay, this way vertically. So I will press OK. Now you can see over here column has been appeared. So now we have options available here. Sort by, I want to sort by which column, say B column, okay, B column. So I will choose B. Then on what basis, the values A to Z, okay. So I'll put here. Okay. Okay. So by mistake, I used selected this also. Okay, no problem. But you can check out this has been sorted, right? With column B, with respect to column B. But what I want to do here, I want to, sort by B also, and in that C also. Okay. So for that, what I can do here, I can go again here, custom sort, and I can add the label. After sorting with respect to column B, I want to sort with respect to column C also. Again, I can add some more with respect to D also. So this way we can as many, labels as their columns available. Okay. Then we can put over here. Okay. Okay. दोन्ही एकच वेळेस झालेत. ठीक आहे. Okay. Now you can see central, 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 central. In that A, G, J, K, and again in that, then okay, we have used this C, right? So whatever you can see, or under this AA, PP is there, under GGG, B, and then P is there. So this way the data has been sorted. So this is again a very powerful tool. So this way we can sort the data anyway, right? We can add a number of levels. We can see here, we can add so many levels. We can delete also. So delete this level. So delete this level, right? Where it depends upon us, okay, which is to be deleted. So click on that, delete the level, and then okay. Okay. So this way you can do the sort and custom sort. Okay. So I hope you have understood this, and this is very simple actually. But now from here we are focusing more. Okay. V lookup. See, as say you are working in some say production organization, maybe educational institute, or anywhere, even if you are a student also, you want to manage some data for your small projects, big projects, right? And then suppose, let us say we want to prepare the reports for that. Okay, prepare the reports for that. Like suppose I have this particular data. I'll tell you the task, what task I'm going to undertake. I have this data. Now here I have the name of the students, then subjects and their marks. Okay. And some seat number is also there. I want to prepare a report of a individual student here. Okay. Like your mark sheet, if you see. Okay. Mark sheet, like a mark sheet. It means that now I want here the name of the student and his detail only in the mark sheet, not any entry from the other student. I want the details of a single student, okay, as a report. So for that, what I can do, see, I want the detail means what, the name of this let us say this particular student, and I want the data associated with that name only. Okay, this is the data associated with this number, or data associated with the exam sheet number. Okay, this is the data. Okay. So for that, we can make use of the VLOOKUP function. Now, please try to understand. If you know, there is no problem. But if you don't know, try to understand it very properly, because it is really very, very useful, and it actually saves a lot of time. Okay, how to do that? Just before using this VLOOKUP, first of all, actually we have to select this entire data, and then we have to give a certain name to this data. So that becomes very easier to use the VLOOKUP. You can see when you select this, the address name is B2, means what, B and 2. Okay, B column, second row. So when I will select all these, then again it will show the first only, but I can change the name of this data. Okay, I can change the name of this data. Let us say I will put here, say, MAN. Okay, so this is initial of my name, so MAN, and when I will press enter, then this database is now MAN database. So let us say when I will write here MAN, we can see, so this database will be selected. Okay, now I will make use of this VLOOKUP. So how to use this? So equal to VLOOKUP. I'll double click on this. Now see, in the VLOOKUP, first of all, it is going to ask you the reference, reference value, means against which value you want to fetch the data. Let us say I want to fetch the data against the seat number. I will put a seat number, and the data will be associated with that particular seat number will be should be appeared. Okay, So lookup value, I'll let us say press over here. Say I want to, lookup value, this value I want to look up for, comma, table array, which table? MAN table, right? So I will double click on this MAN table. So this is my table array. Okay. Now next is what? So here, what I want, the name. First of all, I want name here in this particular cell. Okay. That is C15. I want the name. So what I will write here, the column index from the first column. Okay. Now what is the column index of this name is 2. So I will press here 2, comma. Now range lookup whether you want to exact match or false match. Okay. So that doesn't so matter. We'll see the use of that also. So let us put 0. So for exact match. Okay. Exact match. I want exact match. Enter. Okay. So it is not going to show anything because we have not put over here anything. Let us say I will put here ICC 001. What happens? Now this name will appear. Okay. So if I change this, say from 1 to say 7, what happens? Check out Khalkar. Okay. Now I want to prepare the, the entire mark sheet. So here it should be name. Then here it should be say, I will copy this particular data because I don't want to waste the time on that. So this should be the name of my subjects, but what marks is obtained. Okay. So I'll simply copy, see, you put over here. So maths. Okay. I have copied, say, the same formula everywhere. I will simply, change the index. So here maths column index is 3. So I will simply change this 2 by 3. So maths, marks will come and appear there. So here it is science. So it is 4 this way. We have to do it once only. Once you do that, then, everything will be very easier afterwards. 6. This is my 7th. Then this is my 8th. Okay. This is 9th. Okay. Now let us check out what happens if I change this number from say 7 to 10. Okay. 7 to 10. We can see name has also been changed and this particular data is now fetched over here. So it is not necessary that this particular command should be used on the same sheet. We can use this particular command in anywhere, any other sheet also, any other sheet, any other file also. Okay, you can give the reference of this particular file and you can fetch the data from anywhere. So this is very useful for managing the data, for analyzing the data. Okay, so this is the use of VLOOKUP command. I hope you liked it. Okay, so this is the report card of this particular student. Okay, Borekar. He has got these numbers. Then you can do some manipulation on this. Okay, so equal to sum and like that. Okay, so I will put here sum. Okay, of these numbers. Enter. So if you change the number, what happens? You can see 08. Sum will also change, obviously, because sum depends upon this. And depending upon that, you can then choose the grade, percentage, like that. Okay, so this is the use of VLOOKUP. You can prepare a big sheet also, right? Big sheet also. Like if suppose you have some other fields, okay, then that field also can be added over here anyway, right? Okay. So you can make it vertical also. Now I have made it horizontal, but we can put it vertical also. There's no problem, right? So to make it vertical, what we do? Copy and paste special as transpose. One option is available, transpose. Okay, so as we have used the formula, then it is not transposing, but we can simply do here, say Control C, and I wanted to paste here as row to column or column to row. Okay, this way you can do that. Okay. So this is the use of VLOOKUP. Now, if you got any query from the VLOOKUP, you can stop me and ask. Okay. Now, after VLOOKUP, one more thing is this is very important. That is subtotal. So I will demonstrate you the use of subtotal. Okay. Total, you know, right? We can do the totaling of say this number. Say let us like this auto sum, and this will be the total of that. Okay. Say I will do this here equals to sum. See, this is very useful actually, subtotal command. Now you will get the idea about that. Okay. Now you can see this is total. Okay. Now if I add the filter over here, I will add filter over here. Okay. Then what happens to this total? Let us check out. Insert. I'll go insert, and I will put here the where I am. Okay. Sorry, I will go data. I will go data, and then I will add filter. Okay. So when I will put over filter, now you can see what is the subtotal. Sorry, what is the total of this particular column here is 1837. When I will do like this, so I will filter the data as per my requirement. So I want only of central. Okay, I will click OK. Now what is the total? Total is still same, but I want the total of these now. I want total of these. Then how to do that? Even if suppose if I change from say central to say east, okay, then what is happening here? Again the same total, right? But now what I want here, I want the subtotal here, right? I don't want the complete the addition of all the entries there, right? So for that, what I can do here, instead of putting here sum, what I will do here, I will put here subtotal. Okay, subtotal is a different command. It is not like a total. It is not a total, but it is a different command. How to make use of that? Okay, equal to, you put here subtotal. When you write here subtotal and double click on that, you can see the same the whatever the options available in the Excel, all the options will be available after subtotal. Okay, like average count, you know that this average count we can use without subtotal also, but you can use in the subtotal also. Okay, let us say I want the summation, so I will put here sum. So actually in the subtotal, instead of this sum, there is a number for that. Okay, there is a number for that. So 9 represents the sum. 9 represents the sum. So I will enter this. Okay, then I will select the data. I will select the data. Okay, I'll put enter. Okay, okay. Let me first of all deselect all. Okay, so I will put the subtotal here. Okay, equal to subtotal, and then I'll go for sum 9 number. Okay, and enter. Okay, sorry, I want the range now. Okay, I want this range. Nine, comma. This particular. Okay. So what I have done here, 9 means what for sum, and this is the range. I want to do the summation. Now all the data is selected already, na? So therefore this will show the total of all. But now when I will click on this region, region wise, if I want to filter, so only central. Okay, then you can see now it is not the complete, but this is only the addition of these. In the same way, you can do for here also. You can do for average also. Okay. Now if I change from central to east, click OK. You can see this is the addition of only central. Sorry, east. This is the addition of only east. So this is the power of subtotal. Okay, you must have used a total, summation, and all, but subtotal is not so popular. But but it has very powerful strength that can be used in the Excel to manipulate the data, right? So this is about the subtotal. Okay, so we have seen the VLOOKUP, right? We have seen the subtotal also here, right? then we can make use of this subtotal and VLOOKUP at a time also. Okay, how to do that? Okay, how to do that?
Excel tricks for engineers.
Okay. So what we have to do here then, now my task is that I want to count a certain, say, whatever I want to, like say I want to count the items from this column, or I want to, count the representatives. A count means not only like, it is not like only limited to count, but we can do the average, addition, subtraction, anything. Okay. Or a summation, maximum, you can find out anything, right? Okay. So for that, if suppose this is the case, we have to fetch the data from this entire database, right? That too, we have to filter something. We have to filter something. In that case, we make use of VLOOKUP and subtotal at a time. In subtotal, we have this particular different options available. There are so many, but I have, selected this much. Okay, and for that, the reference number are these, right? We have seen that for summation, the 9 number is there. Okay. So we have to put that actually. No need actually. Simply we have given a certain reference number to these particular functions. Okay. So what we'll do first of all, here I want, I'll remove this first. Say I will see here select function. Which function you want to select? So how I have made that, how I can bring all these functions over here. For that, what we can do, go to data tab. Okay, data tab, click on data validation. Okay, click on data validation. Now it is asking for say settings. Now first of all, I will do the setting. So for any value, I want list. Okay, I don't want any value, but I want to list. Which list? I'll select on that. I want this list. Okay, I'll put enter and okay here. So you can see as I have selected this particular cell, the list has been appeared over here. Okay, when I will click on this particular arrow, then this particular list is there. You can select anyone, right? This way. Okay, anyone you can select. Now here, what I want to do, I want to fetch a certain data. Okay, I want to fetch certain data from this particular data table, right? Okay. So for that, then I will do once only. Say I will use the VLOOKUP first. VLOOKUP from the table array. So I will select the table array. So I want this complete table array. Sorry. VLOOKUP and this table. Okay, this table. Then comma. Sorry, first of all, lookup value. Sorry, lookup value. I want this. I will put over here. Okay. Then table array. Okay. Comma. Which index I want? Say I want from, say number 4. Okay, number 4. Then say 0 for exact match. I will do this. Okay. Say I will put over here. Say for anyone. Say let us say east. So when I will put here east, then it will show the whatever the number associated with that. Okay, whatever number. Okay, but what I want here, I want to count. Okay, I want to count something, or I want to do the summation of that. Okay, so for that I will add something over here in the VLOOKUP, like subtotal. In subtotal, what we do? First of all, we give the number. Okay, we give the number. Okay, sorry, आपण थोडासा चेंज करूया. सॉरी, मी थोडा चेंज करतो त्याच्यामध्ये, थोडं रिवर्ट बॅक करतोय. I want to actually look for the function number first of all. Okay, VLOOKUP. Sorry, I want to see this particular, okay. The number, function number I wanted. Lookup for this value from that array, and which column number I want? 2. Okay, 2 means what? This particular column. Okay, that is the reference number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, then 0, exact match I want. Enter. Okay. Now this is only my VLOOKUP, but I want to do the subtotal. Okay, subtotal of any one, like say this 4th or 5th or 6th column. Okay. So what I will do here then? I will do here subtotal. Subtotal. Then it is first of all it will ask for what? The function number, right? The function number. So I will actually get this function number from the VLOOKUP table. Okay, the table which I have created there. From there I will bring or fetch the number, and the reference I want this particular column, right? Okay, and then I will put enter here. Sorry. Okay, so what happens here actually? Now it is showing the total number of, it is only the count now. Okay, it is a count, right? So as we have seen here, like we have put here count, right? So it is now counting the number of rows here available. Now let us say if I change over here, say average, then it will calculate the average. Because what has happened here, now see the mechanism, what has happened. In the subtotal, we have used, subtotal formula is subtotal and reference number, right? Reference number means what? Function number. So function number from where it will fetch? From this table. Okay, from this table, right? And we have fetched the data from this table using VLOOKUP. So using this VLOOKUP, it will find out, let us say, I will choose some, say max. Then what happens? The max will be, checked out here in this particular table, and against that max 4 number is there, and this 4 number will come in the subtotal. That 4 number will come here at this place, and then it will find out the maximum out of this particular range. So this is how we can make the combination of, say, any commands. So this is only the demonstration of VLOOKUP and the subtotal. Okay, so this is how we can do the manipulations. So this is one way. So there are so many ways. Okay, we can see that this 96 is the maximum number out of this, and we can apply this to all the columns also. Okay, so without doing anything extra in this, we'll go to next. Okay, if you have any doubt, then you can ask me at the end. Let us now, next one is a pivot table. Okay, 3 points are remained. Pivot table. Pivot table again is a very powerful tool in the Excel. When you want the summarize data from the table, summarized data, okay, then we use the pivot table. Okay, so for that, if suppose we have a big data, and out of this data we have to present before your management or say your head a certain data out of this big data, then that case we can make use of the pivot table. Okay, so how to do that pivot table? For that, simply click on any cell in this particular table or the data we have, then go to insert tab, insert, okay, and click on the pivot table. Now it is asking whether you want to go for a new sheet or the existing sheet. Now already we have so many sheets, so we'll go to the existing sheet. I want the existing, okay, I want this particular pivot table over here. Okay, existing worksheet, location I want here. I'll press. Okay, so it want ठीक आहे, आपण एक काम करूया, जास्त वेळ जाण्यापेक्षा न्यूज वर्कशीट घेऊ, पर ते सांगावं लागेल सगळं. Okay, so pivot table. So what happened actually, this particular table now is able to fetch in this particular pivot table. Okay, now this is now your pivot table. This is actually generated automatically when we have clicked OK. This is now generated automatically, right? Now in this particular pivot table, you can see we have the different fields on the right side, pivot table fields. So whatever the fields we had in the parent table, you can see this is the parent table. Here the fields are order, date, region, representative item and all. Okay, all these are shown over here. You can see in this particular range. Okay, now when you click on one, so that particular, you can see on the left side, that particular part has been now displayed over here. If I click on second, say anyway, say here, okay, let us say units. So for that particular label, the summation of what are the numbers we had in the parent table have been done here. Okay, so we had here, so January, February, okay, that kind of. So we have selected this particular order date first, okay, and then we have selected, then next one was units. So in that particular month, how many units have been sold or distributed. Okay, or otherwise one thing we can do very easily. So I will show you in the other way. I want this order date on the column side and the items on the row side. So for that, what I can do here, you can see now here, we can drag this order date in the, say, rows or columns. It is up to you what you want to do. Say the column. Okay, when as soon as we put this particular order date here in the column, all the dates will become the fields of the table, right? We can see all the date has become the fields. Okay, and what values you want in the table? Say I want the units, so bring this unit in the values part. You can see these are the values. Now suppose if your say manager or say your head or the management ask you, show me what are the sales in the different on the different dates in different months. So this is the table. Okay, this way we can manipulate this any way. And if you want to undo that, simply remove from here to here, remove from here to here, this way. Okay, again we can, let us say, change. Say I want to change with the I want the region wise, so I will put these regions on the rows. Okay, unit cost on the, say, values, we can see, and the order date on the columns, we can see. Now this is summarized data now for different zones in different months. What was the sale, right? What was the sale in terms of unit cost and their grand total. Okay, so this is the way we can make use of the pivot table. So there are so many options available. When you are clicking on this particular pivot table, you can see pivot table options are now available. Analyze and design. We can change the design also this way. Okay, or if you want to change something in that, so we can put here analyze also, right? In analyze we have so many options available. We can change the fields. If I don't want the grand total here and grand total here, then we have different options. Okay, we can remove that. Okay. Anyway we want to do. So, and when you click anywhere other than this table, then everything will be gone. Okay, but when you click on this, the things will come. Okay, now now you have got a certain basic about that. If you want to prepare a certain data table out of the available data table and present before your management or what, you can use the pivot table this way. So pivot table gives you the summarized data. Okay, so pivot table gives you the summarized data. So this was something about the pivot table. As we have less time, we'll go to next, macros. Okay, now macros is again one of the very powerful the application of the Excel. See, this macros is available in the developer tab, but when you open the Excel, it may happen that you will not find this developer tab in your Excel. So if you want to face this developer tab, simply go to file. Okay, then options, right? Options is available over here. Click on this options, and then you can see here if that particular option is available or not, or you can go to the add-ins. Okay, so here in add-ins we can find out the developer tab. If it is not available here, you can go to advanced. Okay, so this way we can find out that, and wherever you will find that actually, because see different versions having different different places of this particular developer tab. Okay. So find out that and simply click on that. Here we have in the customize ribbon, we can find out here in customize ribbon, see macros. Okay, we have these macros, right? So click on this macro and click on the add in the customize ribbon. Then you will find the developer tab, and in developer tab you will find the macros. Okay. Now in very short, I will give the demonstration of this macros, how to use the macro. See, macro is used to repeat the operation or repeat the sequence of operation. Okay, macro is used to repeat the sequence of operations automatically. So it means that if suppose you want to carry out the sequence of operation for so many times, say let us say 100 times. Okay, so will you do for the 100 times? No, we'll do it once only. We'll record a macro, and that macro will work for you. Okay, how to do that then? Let us say this is the database for these particular people for different subjects in different months. Okay, but I don't have the subject names. Say I want to add some subject names over here. Okay, but I want to do it for all the students. I want to do for do the addition of all, summation of all, average of all. Okay, percentage like that. See how to do that then. Okay, then for that what we can do? So first of all, from where you want to start, click on that. Okay, click on that. I want to start from this ICC 001. Okay, so I will click on that. Go to macros. Okay, and record macro. Just before that record macro, first of all, you start this use relative references. I'll tell you the meaning of this. First of all, click on that and then click on record macro. Then it will ask you the name of the macro, in which name you want to save this macro. Let us say macro 1 only. And do you want to add the shortcut key? Let us say I want to add. What I will do, I'll put a shift and N. Okay, so this shortcut key must not be the shortcut key of Excel. So it should be other than that. So I will put here Control Shift and N. It's up to you. Then I will put OK. The you can see now stop recording means what it has been started, right? So what I will do here then, I want to first of all add 5 rows after Tendulkar. Okay, then what I'll do, then I will go next. I will select 5. Okay, I will right click on that and sorry, I will let us say 5. I will select, right click, insert. So I have selected 5 and then I have added 5. Then I will go here and I will add the subjects. Okay, I will add the subjects, say math, say physics, say chemistry, say Marathi, English, like that. Okay, and here I want the total. Okay, now I want this to be bold. I'll go to home. I want this to be bold. Then this total must be equals to the summation of this. Enter, and this should be say highlighted one. Say I want to change the color of this particular row this way. Okay, and then I should go to the next. Okay, I have come to this particular cell. So first and end, that must be given to the macro. Then now I will stop the macro. So I will again go to developer and stop recording. Okay, I'll stop recording. So the macro has been recorded. Okay, macro has been recorded. Now I have done this particular operations for this particular Tendulkar. So first name, I want to use the same sequence of operation for the second. What I will go? I will go to macro. You can see here macro 1 is there and run. When you, as soon as you press the run, then everything what we have done for the first name, it has been done for the second also. Okay. Then again I can go to the I can go to the macro, and again we can go run. Okay. This way we can do. Now we have already made the shortcut key. Alt Shift Control and N. I will press that. Yes. Right. So don't need to go to the macro. One more thing is available here. We can insert the button also for our macro. How? Let us do here. Go to insert, go to button. See, this first is option is button available. So put button over here, and for which? For macro one. Okay. Okay. Now this button is for macro one. So what I will do? I will select this and I will press button one. You can see this is done. Again, I will press the button. So this is done for the 7 also. I will press the button again. This is done for 8 also. So this way we can, like make use of the macro. So I have given a very simple example, but if your procedure is very, very big, then in that case, this macro is really, a tremendous useful command. Okay. So this is about the macro. I hope you understood the things. Okay. Now last part is D functions. Last part. Okay. D functions. D means database functions. Okay. D means database function. Here in database functions also, we are going to do the same, like addition, subtraction, whatever we want to, average, summation. But how to make use of this, and first of all, I will show you the demonstration. Then you will understand what is the purpose of that. Okay. Suppose I have this particular data, and from this data, I want to, let us say, add, say, the number of units sold in the East region. Okay. So the data should be like added against each East, right? So this is one East. So 95. 95 plus this 60 must be added plus this. Okay. So it means that the summation should be done as per the requirement from different fields. Now here in my case, now I want to sum up the numbers, summation of the numbers which are against the East, like we have done in the, VLOOKUP and all these things. But this is the shortcut method for that. Okay. For that we can make use of dsum. Okay. dsum command. How to do that? बघा आता काय करायचं आहे, what to do, मी सगळं काढून टाकतो पहिले, ते तुम्हाला अंडरस्टँड होईल. ओके. सो I want let us say units आपण इथं म्हणूया. ठीक आहे. I want the units against the item. Okay. We can write anything here. Okay. Like region, representative, any. But now let us say I will use here item. So how do you make use of this? D functions. First of all, we'll see the D summation equals to dsum sum. dsum. Double click on that. It is asking the database, select entire database. Okay. Select entire database. Out of that, which field you want to add? Let us say units I want. Only click on units. Okay. Only click on units and say criteria. Criteria means what? Against which my criteria is this. हे दोन्ही सिलेक्ट करून घ्या. Means what? Under item, which item? Okay. So this we have to select. Enter. Okay. Now as nothing is there, so it is showing entire 781. See, if I put here pencil, see, because in items pencil, pen, say binder, and all these are available. Let us, I will put here pencil, pencil. What happens? 474. It means that the number of units of pencil are 474. If I change from pencil to say binder, binder, see 280. So this is how this dsum is also very, very powerful. Okay. So it is finding out the binder from this entire database, and against that, under the unit, what are the numbers? It is summing up. Okay. In the same way, we can make use of average, dmin. See, the command is similar. Only instead of this dsum, it will be d average only. Okay. Like instead of this sum, we will put here average. Nothing else. It will give you the average of all the entries. And for instead of unit cost, if you want the total, we can put here total. Okay. No problem. So instead of this, G7, we'll go for the I7. Okay, for the total, right? We'll go for I7. So this way we can manipulate. We can see units, and this is the average. Binder average total is 703. This is the way. Okay. So thanks for your patience and hearing me. I was going very fast because so many things were there. So many, even lot of things are there. This is only, I think, only 2-3% of the entire Excel. We have to continuously look into the Excel to understand many things. Okay. So this is all from my side. Thank you so much for your patient hearing. If you have anything, then we will discuss. So now over to Kamble sir. So thank you all of you, also our HOD, the organizing team, to give me chance to discuss this thing with you. Okay. So thank you so much. Have a nice day. Kamble sir, please.
Yes, thank you very much, Khalka sir, for wonderful presentation on Excel tricks. Really, these Excel tricks will use in our daily schedule. Our reports we have to prepare. Definitely, these are very useful tricks. So thank you very much. Now, request Professor Vaibhav Gaikwad sir to propose vote of thanks. Hello. Hello, Vaibhav sir. Hello, Vaibhav sir.
आंबे सर ते गेले घरी गेले तुम्ही करा आउट ऑफ थँक्स
Yes. I request Gunjal sir to propose vote of thanks. Please, Gunjal sir.
अहो तुम्ही ओके ओके गायकवाड सर इज नॉट अवेलेबल so I take the opportunity to propose the vote of thanks for this program. So I thank Professor Mangesh Khalkar for giving a very nice and fruitful lecture about the how to use the Excel. And this I'm sure that this will be helpful for the participant for their work in the Excel. I thank our HOD sir, Pawar sir, for organizing such a nice lecture. I thank Professor Gurule sir and Kamble sir also being the coordinator for this program. And we will organize such a lecture in the near future also. I thank all the participants. And last, I thank our management for giving us the opportunity, and our principal, Dr. Nandurkar sir, for giving us the opportunity to organize such a lecture. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Very
Yes,
much,
Kamble
Gunjal sir. Thank you very much, Gunjal sir. Now, with the permission of head of the department, Dr. P.J. Pawar sir, I'll end this session.
Yes, yes, yes. Please stop now.
Thank you, sir. Mangesh sir, from your side, you can end the session.
Yes, sir. Yeah.